Alright, so some people watching because they saw the password, but it's fine. It's fine. It's probably gonna mess up our stream schedule a little bit for today. I'm not sure if we can stream everything now that we have only had 2 top 8 matches so far. But that's okay. We're gonna have another Burning Abyss Phantom Knight mirror. But these guys know about the time limits now. Let me just open the deck list up real quick so I have them on my second screen. The winner of these 2 guys will be playing against Alexandru Neak, who won with Monarchs against Matej Jacobs Cosmos earlier. Okay, so I have their deck lists right here. Cordoni and no, it's not. It's Mikodzi and Santoro. Okay. So yeah, both of them, Phantom Knight, Burning Abyss, like the one before. These 2 know about the time limit. And so we saw Massimiliano start with a Dante and a Max C, which is powerful, but it's not quite as powerful as opening Beatrice's Max C, because that's huge. Like, that's really huge. If you have Beatrice's Max C, that's really, really huge. And he's playing Mass Change 2. Now you know. I didn't want to tell you because, of course, Mikodzi could have been watching the stream. But yes, Massimiliano is playing Mass Change 2 in his deck. They're actually quite different in some ways, their decks. It's kind of interesting to see. And Massimiliano has a Beatrice on the board now with a Dante underneath it, which is always nice, but he's kind of out of cards other than that. Sorry guys, I need to do some organizational stuff because of the tournament. Alright, we're back, and I think, well, this game is probably not going to be taking that long, but now that I said it, it probably will. And but it seems like Massimiliano is a little out of resources. And he did far away the the gloves, but it seems like Mikotsi picked up a Terra top with that Max C, which is amazing because now his board is empty and now he can go on with that. And we know that that is not a Max C, that's a Burning Abyss he got back with Dante that he detached from Beatrice. So like Mikotsi is free to play this turn. Well, basically there's not going to be anything interrupting him anymore. It's probably not going to be an OTK unless his hand is like super insane and his mills are going to be super insane, but it's hard getting over a Beatrice and that set. I don't think we know what it is, but it could be a lot of stuff. So yeah, we see the Takedenborg summon. Probably going to be a Dante, but what else, right? It might be a the Phantom Knight, maybe. I'm gonna see. No, he's gonna go for Levier. Interesting. That probably means he has the silent boots in hand. Yep, exactly. Otherwise that play would have made no sense. This way it does make quite some sense. He can now make, if he wants to, he can make a break sword, pop the face down, because the face down is most likely not going to be having any value here necessarily. Like it could be a Sir that brings back a Dante. That's like the worst case. But he targets the Levier, okay, not the Phantom Knight Breaksword. Interesting decision. I guess he wants to keep it around, and it's only a Silent Boots, okay. That's reasonable outcome. And he attacks because he has 3000 and he also has a emptiness. That's really nice. That's a really nice play right there. Well done this turn. And that emptiness now very likely to lock this one is more likely to lock him out of the game. Like last time we saw an emptiness when both players had like a Dante in defense or a Beatrice in defense, I don't remember correctly, but in that spot it's like impossible to lock someone out with emptiness, because how are you going to get over the opposing Dante? But now we have emptiness on an empty field, and that looks like it looks a lot more promising, though the Fogblade is going to be able to stop this break sword from doing anything under emptiness. And this is only big monster right now, so we might get into another like stalling situation, but we did announce time now. Why not Key Beetle with emptiness? Well, the thing is, if he makes Key Beetle, it doesn't work out, because Key Beetle is only at 2500, because this thing, the boosting effect is once per turn and it's mandatory. So when you make Break Sword with it, it gets boosted to 3000, then you use Break Sword, bring back to 2, you make Master Key Beetle, but then it's not boosted anymore, so it's only 2500, so it doesn't get over Beatrice. That's why the play was not really possible. Joshua noticed me. Just repost your question if I don't see it, it's fine. Repost it and then I'll maybe read it. If I sometimes miss something in chat. We're like almost 100 people watching right now, so obviously I miss some stuff in chat sometimes. And yeah, like I said, the Fogblade came onto the Break Sword, and now we're kind of in that situation again where nothing is like happening. So Massimiliano just sets monsters now. The Break Sword cannot attack, and Mikosi passes the turn again. Okay. So they're both kind of locked out under Emptiness and Fogblade. I mean, for Mikosi, there's not really anything to worry about right now. The thing is just like the more monsters Santoro can set, the harder it gets to like actually OTK. Like he has no reason to get rid of his own emptiness right now, because like unless I don't know his hand, of course he needs a hand that can do a lot of damage basically, that otherwise he's just gonna go into a grind game again. Yeah, you're not allowed to post like too long messages in the chat, because it's like otherwise people can spam like insane amounts of long messages. And I see chat is discussing Fire King Cosmos, which Nadir showed to me when I was over at his stream. It's interesting for sure. It's a little bit, you can compare it to Brilliant Fusion, where you play triple Fire King Island, or one or two with terraformings, I don't know. You play Fire King Island basically, and if you draw Fire King Island, it's really good, but if you draw a Fire King that you would want to search with Fire King Island, it's really bad. Basically what you can do with that is, if you activate Fire King Island, you can destroy a Cosmos ship from your hand to search a Fire King, which it's irrelevant which you search. I think the combos that I've seen, they use a level 3 Fire King Garunix, so they can do Levier shenanigans and normal summon it and stuff. There's some combos with that, but like in general, what you do is basically you just pop a big ship in hand and get a pilot out there, which is cool, isn't it? Like it's nice. Not sure if it's going to be worth it, but that version definitely has more powerful plays than the normal version, and stuff is actually happening. What did we see? We saw, it must have been a flip of Farfar, right? He must have flipped Farfar, so it just died because the Skarn was still face down, and now he Twin Twisters, okay, with the Sir. So we might be seeing a power play right here. What's gonna happen? He discarded Sir. Sir is gonna bring something back. Ideally Graph, if he has that in the graveyard. Does he have it? Another thing that is interesting to me is the majority of players actually do not use a single copy of Fiendish Rhino Warrior, which is certainly something special, right? That certainly is special. Most players. Let me see the other lists. No. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I guess it's kind of more understandable in Burning Abyss Phantom Knight because you have more slots in that deck, but like in pure Burning Abyss, I would still expect Fiendish Rhino Warrior to be a staple. At least one or two, right? So the Dante did hit a Useless Sir, a Foolish, and a Mass Change 2 again. So he won't be able to use any of those because he used Sir already. So with only one card in hand, we're going to see how powerful his turn is. He does have a Phantom Knight Folkblade in the graveyard. Does he have a Phantom Knight to go with it though? No. Or at least maybe only one that it's not worth going for right now, because he's going to lose 2,500 here. Dante goes to the fence, and he has a Burning Abyss in hand to make a Beatrice at least. Okay. Would you side out Rhino when you go second in the mirror? I'm not sure. Why would you? Does it change much? Like, Rhino is a reasonable normal summon, right? Because if you don't have Tour Guide, you still plan on normal summoning one and special summoning the others, and Rhino is a perfect normal summon, isn't it? You tested the Cosmo Fire King, and it's insane, you say? Okay, it's interesting. Yeah, for sure, it has more powerful plays. Yeah, maybe it's good. Because I'm not a fan of regular Cosmo. I think it's way too linear. Maybe with Fire King Island, it's okay. This is still game 1, yes, but it's only been like 18 minutes, 19 minutes, so it's not that spectacular, it's not that long. The thing with Fire King Island is that you need some strong, like you need 3 card combos for it to be good. If you don't draw the big combos, it's kind of irrelevant, and if you draw the Garunix, it's terrible. Of course, in the ideal scenario, it's a really strong card. Or a really strong deck, rather. Like, there's a lot of good combos with that. What is the combo? Well, the combo is basically, I think you need Fire King Island, you need Cosmo Town, and you need Dark Destroyer in hand. Then you, if I remember correctly, you play Fire King Island, you destroy the Dark Destroyer in your hand, you search the Garunix. The Destroyer is banished at this point, and I think you get Strawman. Then you play Cosmo Town, you get back the Dark Destroyer, you banish Strawman, summon Dark Destroyer, pop itself, banish it, bring out the Sword Trooper, that the guy that brings something back. You use that to bring back your the straw man, then you summon, I don't know, something like that. But you can do some shit. I know that the combo was pretty broken. I think it was wrong the way I said it. I think the first one you summon is the sword trooper, not the straw man. And then you also do Slip Rider on your own Cosmo Town to get another search, and then you do all sorts of stuff. You can pop a lot of stuff. And okay. And yeah, that's the thing. You need both field spells to make the stuff really good. Which Fire King cards will be needed? Well, you play like, I don't know how many Fire King islands would be perfect. We would probably not play 3. I think you would probably play like 1 or 2, and a couple of trade-ins. Not trade-ins, terraformings. I mean, and from what I've seen, the Fire King you use is just the small Garunix, because you can normal summon that and make Levier. But I also said on Glasgow stream, maybe you play the big Garunix, level 8, and just include trade-in your deck, because you also have like Dark Destroyer. The thing is though, you don't want to discard Dark Destroyer with trade-in. Dark Destroyer is a really powerful card in hand, and it's the only level 8 Cosmo, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you want to go trade-in. It doesn't make much sense in my opinion. So Mikozi is going for some nice plays here, but can he go for OTK though? Yeah, Luke Randy is having a good point there. Just wait for the new Cosmo cards to be released. Maybe there's something way better than Fire King Cosmo out there. Maybe. The first thing you summon is Delta Shuttle. See, I didn't even know Delta Shuttle existed, but yeah, okay. I don't even know what Delta Shuttle exactly does, but it makes sense that there's something in between. Because what I said, it didn't line up in the end. So he did solid 4,500 points of damage, has a Beatrice now. He probably far-fought the opponent's Beatrice, so this one's gonna come back. Yeah, we won't have to wait long for the new stuff to be announced. The set is coming out rather soon, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Just wait for the new Cosmo support. Maybe you won't even need to worry about Fire Kings, because the new Cosmo support is so broken. Delta Shuttle mills Cosmo card as a cost. Okay, it's a common in Bosch. Yeah, I think I remember. I think I've seen it. Yeah, but like, of course, I don't know what it does. I remember reading it and it sucked back then, because there wasn't those combos. They didn't exist. So it was irrelevant so far. But yeah, I remember. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the Beatrice returned from the Farfa. He drew for turn, and this is probably a Fog Blade from this. Yeah, and kind of hard to break this board. He still has a Farfa under this Beatrice, so you can definitely trigger that. Massimiliano only on 3 cards in hand to break this board. This Beatrice no more materials, so can't do anything with that. And I don't know if Mikozi has 2 Phantom Knights in the graveyard, but this certainly could be a floater. Penso, I think, means thinking. Normal summon, sir. It dies immediately. What is he gonna bring back? A Dante? Yep. A Dante is the target. Mikozi lets it resolve. Dante coming out. thinking on the summon. I mean, he could be thinking about using his Farfar right here on the Dante. Maybe because if he summons a Beatrice over it, that might be more problematic for him because it has more defense and because beating over a Beatrice will result in a Pilgrim being summoned or Virgil. And does he decide to do it? That break sword is 3000. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was summoned with 3000, but I think it went out with Farfar in between. That makes it 2000 again, I'm pretty sure. Because when the emptiness was up, he Farfar'd and then he Twin Twisted. I'm pretty sure it was out with Farfar, so it's 2000. I'm pretty sure on that. Cosmo and Pendulum are for sure going to be the more interesting decks to build for Nationals. To be honest with you, Cosmo in the state that it is right now is not very interesting to me. I don't think it's close to the power of Burning Abyss and Monarch, especially Extra Deck Monarch. Unless the support is really good from the next set, I would only see I would see Burning Abyss as a contender. Extra Deck Monarch is a really good contender in my opinion, and Pendulum might actually be still a contender. I haven't tested out Pendulum too much, but it's certainly not dead. And with people not expecting it anymore, it might especially become a little more viable for Nationals. You know, it might be like the sleeper pick where people don't know about it. It bores you, you're out. Well, I can't do anything about it. The players play what they think is the best. Joshua, may I send you my Draco Pals because I think it's better than the Domain Monarchs and the Cosmo right now. You're sure you can send it to me on Facebook. I will maybe have a look at it if we have some time in between games. So he did Farfar out the Dante in the end, sent a Skarm, and the Skarm searched something that I missed. But okay. Fire King Cosmo was meant to be decent. Well, we discussed that already. You're too late to the discussion, yeah. Basically, it has some potential, but just wait until the Cosmo support is announced. Maybe you won't even need to think about it. Maybe you won't even have to think about it, because we don't know what the Cosmo support is going to do. Either way, returning back to the game, it's Mikosi's turn now. He got his Skarm Search, and Massimiliano only at 3500 life, and he does have a Beatrice effect left, so it looks like that should be game to me. Because, like, think about it this way: if he can make Nightmare Shark and get Barbar into play, it's basically game, because Nightmare Shark connects for 2000, and that puts Massimiliano at 1500, and then he just Barbars him this turn and on the next turn, and that should be it, right? There shouldn't be anything done about it. And he should be able to make a Nightmare Shark because he has Beatrice effect to send the Phantom Knight card that he needs, and then bring out another Phantom Knight, because I think he does have access to other Phantom Knights already. He has 5 cards in hand too, so like it should work out. And I think that means he should play a little bit faster, which is true. we're gonna keep that in mind. And he does use his Beatrice now. It's gonna bring him probably either the Phantom Knight card into play he needs. Maybe he gives him the access to Barbar. Maybe he milled Barbar already and he's gonna have to take it back with Dante or Sir. But yeah, Burning Abyss mirror match is for sure not my favorite thing to watch. In general, I don't like watching Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot. If I could play myself, that's just the thing. Whenever I watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Live games, basically. I mean, of course I watch feature matches sometimes. Just playing myself is a little more appealing to me, especially if the game takes that long in Burning Abyss mirror matches, but okay. So he sends a Silent Boots and gets back a Farfa, so he's not going to do it the Nightmare Shark way, it seems. He's going to try and beat over the stuff manually, basically, which is an interesting decision. And the Sir brings back a Dante. He normal summoned the Sir. It died immediately. Dante comes back. He can discard Firefall now to make Beatrice, but that still only solves one of the problems. Oh, there's the Barbar into play. Nice. Okay, he has it already. Maybe you search it with Scarm. He might have done that. Would make sense. Barbar connects for the first time. 900 damage. Banishes these three. 900 damage gone. Not able to make Nightmare Shark though. Is he gonna leave the Break Sword in attack? Really? Why would you do that? Like, is there any merit in keeping it in attack? I don't know. It's just gonna take 500 damage, right? From the 2500 guy. Oh yeah. So in Mikosi's hand, we know he has a Firefly, yeah, because he got that back with Dante, I believe. Or he searched with Scarm. I think he searched with Scarm and he just had the Barbar. I think that's how it was. So end phase, there's going to be a Fogblade from Graveyard, bringing back a Ragged Gloves. Tour Guide is normal summoned. And Mikosi is thinking about it. And he Fogblades to Tour Guide. Once again, the same decision as Dave made in the last game, where he Fogbladed the Tour Guide instead of waiting for the XYZ. Now, Beatrice is activated with Sir. Dante Sir are activated. So we have seen Max C from both of these players already, and we see another one from Santoro here. He was thinking about that. I think it's fair to use it here because, like, at this stage of the game, you don't expect him to summon much more, right? Unless he can go for game anyway. So yeah, and he's gonna banish the Ragged Gloves. And that's probably gonna put Massimiliano's turn to an end unless he has another Burning Abyss in hand to make another Beatrice. But that Tour Guide blocks him. The Tour Guide and the Beatrice just block him from summoning any other Burning Abyss monsters. He might have another Folkblade Engrave, but he might also not. To be honest, if he does have another Folkblade Engrave, I would not expect Mikosi to do that play. He would probably play do a different play there. Probably wait for the XYZ to banish with Farfar or something like that. But Burning Abyss mirror matches are hard, man. Like, I've tried myself. When I played the deck for the first time, it was like horrible. This is really horrible. So he summons a Beatrice in attack, so that means he's going to attack that Break Sword. It has to be this XYZ summoned card. So it was banished by Farfa in between. Does he get the effect? I think he doesn't. Is it reset by Farfa? Like, does it remember how it was summoned? It is still XYZ summoned? Okay. Interesting. So, it seems like Mikosi doesn't know that, because otherwise why would you not let it go through? Or he doesn't have 2 Phantom Knights in the graveyard, that's possible, of course. End-phase Scarm grabs a little bitch. Ragged Gloves returns. The tour guide cannot be attacked though. That's interesting. Thinking about it this way, it might have been nice to banish the tour guide with Farfa, because this way the Fog Blade would have been gone. And he could have attacked it for massive damage. Like, he could have attacked it for 1500 at least. Okay, so I'm being informed that Memoli actually managed to win his match against Stefano Cordoni after a game loss for game 1 because he was too late. And he's going to play against Dave Grabat. I think we will just let them start. So I have to message Dave now because they have to play. Let's see. Alright, so they're gonna start playing at 22:15. So we can basically choose if this match is still going on at that point. We will watch this game, and then we will watch the other top 4 match. We will let them play. Alright. So what's gonna happen is Memoli and Dave are going to play off stream, and we're going to stream the other top 4 match, which is going to be the winner of these two versus Alexander Neak. That's the one that's going to be on stream, and yeah. So at this point, this is a Burning Abyss mirror match. We know Alex is playing Monarchs. The other top 4 is also going to be Monarch versus Burning Abyss. So kind of disappointing metagame distribution there, but that's how it is. Can't blame people for bringing what they think is the best deck, even though it's boring, right? But it's like a top 8 for a flight to America, so you bring whatever is best. You bring what you think is best. I just need to organize a judge for the other match that's going to be off stream, because of course we cannot be watching it. So I need to find someone. Ta-da. And once again, we have the first game almost taking an entire hour. Okay, Massimiliano has admitted defeat. I unfortunately missed it because I had to organize a judge for the other match that's going to be off stream. Luke Randy is fortunately nice enough to look after them, so there's no ruling or slow play stuff. Thank you very much, Luke Randy, because apparently I'm the only organizer online right now. But yeah, it's going to be fine. Luke Randy is going to handle it. So let me take a quick look at the side decks right here. What do we have? Very different, actually, very interesting. I'm not gonna tell you what exactly is in there, but we see some different decisions on both ends. For the mirror match especially, there's going to be different stuff for the mirror match. We'll see if any of that comes into play. And so Massimiliano lost the first game, so he decided to let Mikosi start. Mikosi starts with a Terror Top once again. Terror Top, like, probably the best opening you can have next to the tour guide, which is at 1, so yeah. First, their complaints games only take a few turns, but ranked games seem to know people as well. Yeah, well, people always just like to complain. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. First Dante. Let's see. 3. Yep. Wow, that was a killer mill. Double Phantom Knight and Skarm. Are you kidding me? That was a killer mill. Really good. Wow. Must be nice. Ancient Cloak searches Silent Boots. Wow. This is gonna be... And he has red gloves as well. Wow, there's going to be another Dante or a Levier or whatever he wants to make, and then he can search a trap, and wow, he has a pretty good start here. I never complain. I would never complain. The question is, does he have Burning Abyss monsters in his hand? This is really likely that he has at least one, right? At least one is expected, right? So the other match between Memoli and Dave is going to be underway at 10:20. That's going to be the top 4. The other top 4 is going to start right after this match. So we might be able to do the finals today still, because we're going to have both top 4s running at the same time, and they are both not Burning Abyss mirror matches, so they might be going a little faster. This is top 8 right now. The other top 4 match, the top 4 match is going to be underway. This is the last top 8 match. After this, we're going to have a top 4 on stream. The other top 4 is going to be off stream, and then afterwards we're going to have the finals, I think, on stream. Okay, I forgot the password though. No, it's that. Okay. We're gonna let him watch. He said his connection is too bad for Twitch. Sure, you can watch. I'll have a long night? No, I don't think so. It's going to be fine. Like, this is going to be over rather soon, as it seems, because he also has a Maxi. He didn't have a Beatrice though, but still. Top 5 decks of the format, in my opinion. Well, Exodeck Monarchs, Burning Abyss, together with Burning Abyss Phantom Knight or Burning Abyss Kaiju, all that kind of stuff. sadly have to mention Cosmo, even though I don't like it personally. It's probably gonna be like my 5th spot or something. Then I think Pendulum is still in there. And for like, you're asking 5 decks, that's a lot. I would probably have to say Mermaid Atlantean at that point. Okay. So he chains a mass change. That's a game changer. That's a game changer, cause you know, that's a game breaking card. He chained it to Maxi, which is important, so he didn't get a draw for the Dark Law. So he gets his searches for a Fog Blade here, and he's gonna hide behind that Dark Law. I am pretty sure that he is not able to use his Dantes because it's a cost to send the cards to graveyard, and this guy would banish them, so he cannot mill. So he does not have the tools to get over this Dark Law right now, because he cannot push his Dantes to 2500. So it's going to be interesting. Well, like, he can make F-Zero, of course, but we know that at least one of them is a Fog Blade. So yo. Connection was bad for a second, but it looks fine now, honestly. Come on. It was good the whole time. Why does it drop now? Oh, he has enemy controller. Well, that's also pretty neat. In response to the Fog Blade, so the tour guide will even resolve. That's really strong. Wow, because now when he takes over the Masty or Dark Law, he can use his effects again. That's a really good thing. Like that's a really good turn for him. That might just be game. Like, if the back rows are blanks, that's game. Because he's going to take over the Dark Law, he's going to get something off of the tour guide, then he can activate both Dantes, and that's already more than 8k. That is already more than 8k, but we have to assume that there's another Fog Blade in there somewhere, because we know he searched one, and it's kind of likely that he started with one, because you played 3. Chat is only talking about Hearthstone nerfs. That's what Burning Abyss Mirror does to people. Dark Law applies to the controller of the card. So when the enemy controller will have resolved, it's not going to apply to Makoudzi anymore, and he will be able to use his Dantes. Yeah. Yep, he gets the Dark Law. Tour Guide is gonna resolve because it's not on the board anymore. The form is like, works like Phoenix Chain. He tributed it in response. So 100 viewer hype, yeah. What's up, everybody? So whatever he summons here will stay on the board because it's still negated by Tour Guide. My Little Pony TCG, best TCG? It might be, I don't know, I'm not sure. It applies to the owner, not the controller. What do you mean? No, it says you if your opponent. I don't know. Any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. 100% sure that that applies to Santoro now because he controls the card. Yeah. And he continues to hit those mills, man. There's some strong mills right there. He hit the Barbar for additional damage. He might even be able to kill Santoro through another Fog Blade because of that Barbar hit. Let's calculate. Fog Blade goes on this, the strongest one. That's 4k, 6-5, Barbar once, Barbar next turn again. That's game, even with a Fog Blade, with 2 Barbar hits. So he didn't use Barbar though. Maybe he doesn't have many Burning Abyss yet because we know he started with, he made the 2 Dantes with Terror Top and with 2 Phantom Knights, so he maybe doesn't have that many Burning Abyss monsters yet. But there they are. There are 2 more. I think this game's over. I think the enemy controller was way too clutch. He's gonna push, even if he doesn't win this turn, he's gonna push so much damage that Barbar is gonna put him in a 6 spot. Fog on gloves. There's a break sword. Did he normal? Yeah, he normal tour guide. Okay, and he okay, that's it.